Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Phoenix, Arizona, it's time for Phoenix Business Radio, spotlighting the city's best businesses and the people who lead them.
Welcome to Arizona Good Business Radio, featuring leaders in the Arizona business community, working to build a lasting impact throughout our state through doing good business. I'm your host, Thomas Barr, the Vice President of Business Development at Local First Arizona. We're a statewide organization advocating for celebrating locally owned businesses. We are the largest local business coalition in North America and work with over 3,000 small businesses in our state, raising awareness about the benefits of building a strong local economy. Excited for today's conversation. We have Jonathan Kierman, the Director of Sales and Marketing, from one of our newer partners at Local First Arizona, Superstar Car Wash. Jonathan, welcome to the show today.
Hey, good morning. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad that we could make this happen. This is the first time, I believe, that we've been able to partner with a company in the industry that you're in. I think it's super interesting and super, I think, relevant also to the Arizona market, right? And would love to hear a bit about you and a bit about the company. So introduce us to our guest today.
Sure. Well, like you said, I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for Superstar Car Wash. I'm actually a native New Yorker, but moved out here many years ago, went to high school and college in Arizona, but left. But I keep coming back. And so my career has taken me back and forth from Arizona 3 or 4 different times. I spent the better part of my career working in brick and mortar retail for some major retailers all throughout the country. But always had a desire to get back to the Arizona market. And last summer had an opportunity to join Superstar Car Wash to lead the sales and marketing team, and jumped at it. And I couldn't be happier to be back in Arizona with this company. Superstar Car Wash is a locally owned organization. We started in 1993 in Chandler with a couple of stores. Back then, the focus in the car wash industry was really on full service. So everybody should be familiar with it, where you drive up, get out of your car, and they take your car and wash it and detail it and those types of things. But the industry has been evolving and changing, and we were actually one of the very first car wash operators to get into what they call the express model. That happened in around 2011. And between 2011 and 2018, our growth was rapid and opened almost 17 express locations between Arizona and California. And today we actually have 33 locations. We opened our 33rd one just last week in Vista, California.
Cool.
So we have 7 locations in California and 26 here in Arizona.
Wonderful. Well, that's fantastic. Want to touch on a few things. So, native New Yorker, what part of New York are you from?
Yeah, I was born in Brooklyn, but grew up in Long Island.
Okay, so you're from the parts that people actually know where those places are, not some random town. My dad was actually born in Elmira Heights, New York, and well, usually people from New York are like, yeah, I know where that is, but the rest of the world is like, it's not Manhattan, so they have no idea.
Anything north of Westchester is typically upstate.
Sure. Well, we're glad that we were able to steal you from New York and bring you to Arizona several times over. Super interesting to hear about. The car wash industry in general is not something that I think most people discuss from a business perspective. But again, super relevant to Arizona. You mentioned the express service. Talk a little bit about how that came about, what maybe caused that, and then from when it started to now, what is the landscape of that? Is that the norm in car washing now?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think as we've evolved as a nation, people have less time. So, typically in a full service car wash, you spend anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes there. In an express location, you can be in and out in 3 to 5 minutes if you choose not to vacuum your vehicle. And so I think the need and the opportunity for people to save time as well as convenience had really spurred that on in the industry. And then what has really kind of changed or revolutionized the car wash business is a subscription-based model. So, as a consumer, you have the opportunity to be able to pay one flat price and you get what we call unlimited washes. And the ease of that has really resonated well with the consumer, especially here, in Arizona, where you have a really clean car one day and you drive and the next day it's covered with dust or you drive through a haboob and all of a sudden, you need to have your car washed. Instead of dropping $15 to $20 every time, you can pay one price and get your car washed as much as you want.
Right. I was just going to say it's that I don't know if it's a myth or urban legend or whatever, at least in Arizona, you get your car washed and then automatically either that evening or the next day it rains for the first time in the last 6 months. So as a new Jeep owner, I can't wait to go home and tell my wife that it's membership based because we got our Jeep 2 months ago and that thing picks up dirt like none other. It's cool, it's fun, but man, you got to wash it often. So I imagine you get a lot of those rugged vehicles, right, that are going off-roading or doing things pretty often that get dirty. Would that be right?
I would tell you that it's pretty even across the types of vehicles that we have because of exactly what you said. Even, going off-roading, it's just the dust from the desert here really picks up on people's vehicles. And what most consumers don't realize is that you should get your vehicle washed professionally with a clear coat. So every time that you go through the wash and you get the clear coat, it adds an additional layer, and a variety of different things can chip your paint, cause damage to your car. So it's really, honestly, protecting your investment.
Yeah, that makes sense. So in thinking and in putting on my consumer cap, I can only imagine, you have good knowledge of the different types of people that go to different types of car washes. I'm sure in one lane you've got people that are just like wherever, right? Like what's closest to my house. And then you've got the people that maybe are in the middle. Like I don't want the dirt cheap one, but I want something that's, going to do the job. And then you maybe have people that really care about it in another lane that are just like, this is my spot. This is where I go. Tell my family and friends about it, right? What, from your perspective, is the demographic of people that come to Superstar Car Wash, and why is it that they come to you?
Yeah, that's another great question. In other businesses that I worked in, when I worked in retail ready to wear, people would say, who's your target demographic? And I would be able to hone it. And I worked for a women's handbag company, and I could say, this is who our consumer is. Our consumer is anybody who's pretty much 18 years older and owns a vehicle. But there are really, I would say, 4 reasons why people pick a car wash. And you hit on a couple of them. Number 1 is convenience. Number 2 is speed, like how quick can I get in and out? 3 is price. And the prices are relatively similar, in what I would call, the tiers in terms of the different types of car washes. And then really the last one is the quality of the wash. And so, for the savvy consumer who understands and cares about their vehicle, they do know that this car wash uses more foam or more wax, or most people really judge a car wash by, hey, I come out of it and the blowers either dried my car or didn't dry my car. That seems to be the biggest hot point with people in terms of getting their vehicles washed through an express.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. And in addition to kind of the membership subscription model that Superstar has, is there anything else that's setting you apart as consumers are thinking about those different things?
Yeah, well, most car washes have the subscription-based model. What I would say, what sets Superstar Car Wash apart is a couple of things. Number 1 is the level of service that we give. We have tremendous teams, and everything starts with people. So we're really proud of the staffs that we have at our locations and the level of service which they provide. 2 is the quality of our wash, as I spoke to. We really put out a good wash. And remember the old Coke Pepsi taste challenge that you used to do the blind taste test?
Yeah.
When I first joined the company, I actually did that with car washes. And was traveling with somebody in our organization who has been in the car wash industry for years. And we did that. We went through one wash, we came out, walked around the vehicle, pointed things out, and then looked at ours. And I would tell you, I think that we give a superior wash. And then the other piece too is what happens after you get your car wash and you choose to vacuum it out. Our vacuums are powerful. People get frustrated if, it doesn't suck up the way that it should. Our lots are clean, and we provide microfiber towels for people to be able to use to dry down their vehicles. So, when you think about the entire experience, I think that's what sets us apart from the competition.
Very cool. Very cool. I love it. So one of the things, kind of transitioning a little bit, one of the things that I really connected to when you and I first met, we started talking, was how, when I think of the landscape of car washes, I don't typically gravitate toward those the business industry being super connected to the community. But that was the first thing that you and I talked about when we connected, was actually how Superstar Car Wash is ingrained into the community, cares about Arizona, cares about what's happening here, organizations that are doing good work here. Tell us a little bit about how Superstar is involved in the
Yeah.
community and why.
Yeah. Well, the why is probably the easiest part, and that is because we genuinely care about the communities in which we are part of and our customers. And so I would tell you, I'm really proud of the efforts that we have at Superstar Car Wash. We'll partner with local organizations, local high schools, people that would like those kind of what I'll call individual one-off fundraisers, where we're just sponsoring a golf tournament this weekend for Pinal County Sheriff's Department. We're one of the sponsors for that. So we get a lot of those types of requests, but we do some macro, what I'll call macro community involvement. And really the big ones for us this year, there's three of them. One is we're partnering currently with Halo Animal Rescue and Volkswagen of North Scottsdale. They do an Adopt a Dog event once a month at the VW in Scottsdale. Tomorrow is an event. So we're a co-sponsor with that. We love pets. People love their pets, and pets, people love to drive around with their pets, and you get hair in your car. And so we think that, it's a good synergy from that perspective. Secondly, I'm really thrilled. We are partnering with Phoenix Children's Hospital to be a sponsor of Car Seat Safety Week. That's going to be at the end of September. As you know, Phoenix Children's Hospital is a level 1 trauma center. It's the only one in the Southwest. And we feel really passionate about being involved with that cause and making sure that car seat safety is a big piece of what that looks like. And we also partner every year with Arizona Family and our sponsor of Paul's Car Wash. So that's really cool. And then we just launched something with our partners at Riviera Broadcasting called the Superstar of the Week. And we are soliciting nominations for people that make a difference in the community.
Cool.
And we are choosing one per week, and we're recognizing them in partnership with the Dana Cortez morning show.
Cool.
And giving them a year full of free car washes.
That's awesome.
And we just announced our first one yesterday. So cool to see the difference that people are making in the community. And that's really what it's all about.
That's awesome, especially after a year of so many challenges for families and people, and a lot of heartbreak and anxiety about what's next. What a better way to just give somebody who needs a little extra love. That's awesome. I love it so much. So kudos to you guys for doing that. I love it so much. I wanted to talk a little bit about, we connected on, which is probably what most people think is, as a consumer, my car wash. But another one of the things that we touched base on is, and this is such a hot topic right now, is, incentives for businesses, for their employees. I talk to 5 business owners every day. We're trying to figure out this hiring situation, not focusing on the why, but the what. What can we do to retain our current staff, find new good people? And I'm seeing and hearing a lot of creative solutions. The most common one is being, referrals for current staff. If you find somebody that's family, friend, whatever, refer them, they stay on for 3 months or whatever it is. We'll give you $500 in addition to your paycheck, whatever the business sets up. But I wonder, do you guys have a program? Because from a business perspective, I feel like, if you were able to provide car washes or something for your staff, that's not a huge cost probably for the business, but is a huge benefit to employees. Is that something that you guys have a program for that, or what could business owners be thinking about?
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. We have several customers that have reached out to us, and we can sell gift cards at a discount that people can give to their employees. We can also set up a program, which I'll call, part of the total compensation or employer of choice piece, where it says, hey, you know what, as an employee of XYZ company, can give you a discount off of a monthly wash so that, you can get your car washed as much as you want. And because we have an association with that organization, we can get really creative in how we're able to help companies, provide that added value.
Cool.
And we look forward to that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So if you're listening now and trying to think of creative solutions, we'll make sure in the show notes and everything here today, you can get access to all of those opportunities. I'm always pushing on businesses, get more creative. Think of different ways you can provide support, provide value to your staff, to others. This is really cool, and you're supporting local business while you're doing it. So that synergy, that collectiveness, something Local First really does promote. So, Jonathan, what's the future of Superstar looking like? We're coming out of the pandemic. I see cars on the road again. Whether that's a good or bad thing when I'm commuting, I don't know. But I'm less flying down the freeway these days and more so hitting my brakes. So I can only imagine more people are out and about, getting their cars washed, doing things, especially in Arizona, getting outdoors, at least traveling around, doing some stuff. So what's growth look like for you? What does the coming year look like for Superstar?
It's really, really bright, and we are growing very, very rapidly. We actually have 2 locations that are currently under construction here in Arizona. They'll be open hopefully mid-July. One's up in North Phoenix in the Happy Valley, 35th Avenue range, and we have another one that's under construction south on Riggs Road, as well as multiple other locations that will be open by the end of the year. So both here and in California, we continue to grow as the Valley grows. And so, our team is always looking for opportunities. And, as we continue to head south with the growth that way, we continue to find locations out in the South and East Valley, as well as up in the central and north part of Phoenix. So exciting year coming up here in 2021 and in 2022.
Fantastic to hear. That's awesome. Jonathan, anything else that you're interested in sharing with our audience today? Could be about, and for those listening, we didn't get to touch on this before, but Jonathan has run all 6 world marathon majors.
That's my dream. I haven't run them.
Okay. I
want to.
We're going to drop it. We're going to drop it. No,
yeah.
He hasn't done it yet. All right. So how are you going to get there?
Well, the pandemic has really messed up my running schedule, and I keep having marathons on the book, and I can't do these virtual things. A lot of people do. I just can't. I actually have 3 half marathons on the schedule between now and January, and hopefully one full marathon in February. So
cool.
I'm shooting for a Boston qualifying time, and if I hit that one, and then I can convince my wife to let me fly to London, Tokyo, and Berlin.
Whoa.
Hopefully I can, get those 6 world majors in.
That's
I'm not
cool.
a speed devil, but, I like to be competitive.
That's cool. That's cool. My, pre-COVID, my sisters and I in 2019 said we're gonna run a half marathon together somewhere in the U.S. And we spent the first 2.5 months of 2020 exploring cities. We were at Philadelphia, Chicago, looking at all these different places. Then COVID hit, and they were just like, "Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm not going to run anymore." And I was training. I was just like, I want to do this still. So I think it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks after things closed down in Arizona. I was like, I'm just going to go do it. Like, I don't want to wait for a race. I'm just going to go run a half marathon. And it turned out, so I live in Tempe. It turned out that there's a place called Hunt's Tomb in Papago Park where the first governor of Arizona is actually buried. And it's this tomb you can see by the Phoenix Zoo out in Papago Park. And it is exactly there and back 13.1 miles from my home.
Nice.
And it was a lot of fun. It was the first time I ever did it, but I can only imagine the exhilaration you get from actually running in a group and doing a race. So I'm sure you're excited to get back to that.
Yeah, that's the best part, like that standing in the corral with, I've run a race in downtown Philadelphia actually, and I said, I'm here with 40,000 of my best friends, but it really gets the juices flowing, and I'm looking forward to the day when we can do that again.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Jonathan. We're just excited to be partnering with you at Local First, promoting what you're doing. I am just grateful for businesses like yours that aren't just here to make a buck, but here to give back, here to be a part of the community, here to make sure that in everything that you're doing it well and you're doing it right. And so appreciate you and appreciate all you're doing. Best success to you this year, and we're looking forward to continuing to partner together, hopefully when we're all coming together in person here sometime soon. So thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for all the work that Local First Arizona is doing.
Absolutely. We hope you listening today were inspired, listening to a leader working to leave a legacy here in Arizona through doing good business. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Phoenix Business RadioX, for hosting us today, and all of our legacy partners at Local First Arizona, including Superstar Car Wash. This is Thomas Barr from Local First Arizona, reminding you that if we want to build a better Arizona, we need to connect deeply with the local businesses that make us proud to call this place our home.